everyone, for today's video I'm going to be talking through my top 5 red lipsticks. I'm sure you'll be very familiar with most of these lip products, but I've never actually made a top 5 video, so I really wanted to do that for one of my smaller Thursday videos. My hand is covered in swatches just so I can remind myself as I talk through them the different shades and finishes, but I am going to be swatching them separately as well so you guys can see exactly how they apply and how they look on the lips. It actually wasn't that hard to pick my top 5 because these are the ones that I always go back to and I feel secure wearing them. I can trust that they're going to last on my lips and look good. So I'm going to go through one by one, but let's start with the one I'm wearing, and this is one of the Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvets. This one is in Hot Pepper. I absolutely love it. It's a really bright tomatoey red. The formula of this is quite strange. It's kind of like a liquid lipstick, but it's quite jellyish, I find. It's quite bouncy. When you apply it, it feels very light and quite watery, a little bit like a stain, but it really does set in place and stay put all day. It doesn't feel at all heavy on the lips. I really went off the Hourglass Rouge Opaques because they were so heavy and drying on the lips, whereas this, you can hardly feel it when it's on. Because it's that bright poppy red, I feel like it's really flattering. It really kind of brightens up your face. This one stays the wet for longest out of all of these. You do kind of either have to pat it to dry or just wait and let it dry, but once it does, it stays there, and I think it's a beautiful red lip and it's very affordable. The second one is from Sephora and it's one of their cream lip stains. This is in shade 01, which I think is always red, and this is another kind of liquid lipstick formula. This one dries the quickest out of all the lipsticks and it doesn't budge at all. Like when I made these swatches, you can see some of them are quite smudgy, but this is the Sephora one and it is completely just stayed perfect. It's quite a nice kind of darker red and it's really easy to apply with a little kind of doe foot applicator. You don't have long to work with it though. As soon as you apply it kind of dries and sets, and this is the hardest one to remove out of all my red lipsticks. It's amazing though. This is the one I would wear if I was going to like a special event and I really didn't want my lipstick to smudge. It's an amazing formula, and if you don't already own one of these and you like a red lipstick, this is definitely an essential. This is probably my favourite out of all of them actually, if I had to say. It feels a little bit more drying than others, than the Bourjois one especially, but it does last that little bit longer. I feel like that's why it feels drying. It's not as heavy as the Hourglass Opaque Rouge. Okay, the third red comes in a pencil form. This is one of the NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencils, which are great. They are slightly drying. I feel like they're not my kind of holy grail products because I do think they're a little bit drying on the lips. And I also find it quite annoying that you need to sharpen them, so you have to have a slightly bigger sharpener. But there's no denying they have a beautiful selection of shades and it's a really nice kind of matte pencil finish. This one is Dragon Girl, which I don't know if I'm allowed to count this as a red because it is quite pinky, but it's kind of like a reddy pink, which is the sort of pink that I can wear because I need my pinks to be quite warm. And this is definitely a mix between a red and a pink. I think it's so kind of like fiery and pretty. I really enjoy wearing this. And because it is a pencil, it's quite easy to apply, but just be aware that if you do have dry lips, make sure they're kind of moisturised that morning before you wear it. But I love the NARS matte lip pencils, so definitely worth checking them out if you haven't tried them before. But if NARS redid them with a twist up, that would be amazing. Next up is definitely not going to be a surprise to you guys. It's from the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution range, which is my favourite matte formula for lipsticks. They're so lightweight and luminous and easy to wear. They're just so comfortable. I can't even describe to you how comfortable these are. She has a special shaped bullet that's kind of square as well, which makes it really easy to apply. This is Red Carpet Red, which is probably the darkest red out of all of these. It's very flattering though. It's very kind of 20s, very chic. These aren't like crazy matte that they won't budge. If you were to smear your lips, these would smear as well, but they're matte enough that they stay in place when you're eating your food or if you're going out and drinking. And as I said, they're just really smooth and velvety and they feel great on your lips. The final red from my top 5, it was kind of a toss-up between two, but in the end I had to go for an old favourite. If you've watched my channel for a while, you might remember this lipstick. It's from Helen E Cosmetics, which still is a brand that I know nothing about. I've never tried anything else from them, but I got this in a glossy box years ago. It's their Hollywood Red. It comes in this tiny little random lipstick packaging, but it's just an amazing red lipstick. I always go back to it. It's very tomato bright red, very Marilyn Monroe red. But again, this doesn't feel too matte on the lips, but it lasts a really long time. I remember wearing this when I went to Paris once and I went out for dinner and we were eating and drinking and it didn't smudge at all. It was just really easy to wear, and I kind of like that it's just a bit random and no one else ever talks about it. So I don't know what I would do if I ever ran out of this. I need to find out where Helen E Cosmetics is actually stocked. I wanted to mention a few extra ones just because I know this is going to be quite a short video, but a little shout out goes to MAC Russian Red, which is a lovely matte red lipstick. This one is quite similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Red Carpet Red. in its a lovely matte lipstick. When it comes to lip liners, my top 3 would be from Urban Decay. Their 24/7 lip liners are seriously long lasting and really smooth. They don't drag your lips at all. This shade is 69, but they've got loads of different nice reds. Kiko do really nice lip liners. This is from their Ace of Diamonds collection. Again, really kind of smooth to apply and long lasting. And MAC Cherry, of course, a beauty blogger's favourite. I literally couldn't live without this lip liner. It goes with most reds, which is great to apply under a red lipstick, because then if your lipstick does start to fade, you've got this underneath as like an extra insurance. So those are my top 5 favourite red lipsticks. Let me know if we have any in common, or if you thought I missed any that you couldn't believe I didn't mention. I'm pretty happy with my top 5. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and next week I'm actually going to do my top 5 nude lipsticks. So don't forget to come back to watch that, but I should see you on Tuesday for a weekly vlog. See you then. Bye.